There we go. Hi, everyone. Hopefully, we're live. So, as you can see, I've got a little bit of a different background today. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. Just coming from dinner. So, anyway, today is the Claire cleansing the clutter once again. We're going into um, we're going into part two, and part two is going to be about setting healthy boundaries. So, setting healthy boundaries is going to be about everyone, your family, your friends, your coworkers. It's taking care of yourself. Basically, taking care of yourself, setting healthy boundaries. I hope you like this background. This background is courtesy of Zoom. I copied it off Zoom. Just thought I'd change things up a little bit. I'm going to, the reason I want to do this cleansing and manifesting again and the second part is because I wanted to reach out about when you're doing something that you feel is the right thing for you, that you're trying to manifest your dreams, your reality, your everything that you have dreamt of doing for yourself. And when people are kind of naysayers, they want to see you succeed, but they might say things like, oh, I really admire your passion and that you keep going even though you might fail. And that's the message that I got from a friend, actually. I don't want to say that it was mean, but it was kind of mean spirited, in my opinion, to for someone to when they someone kind of says, well, I think that your passion, I really admire your passion. However, it's almost like it's not very supportive. It's I don't even want to say it's kind of jealousy, but in a way, it was kind of like, maybe it's a jealousy that I believe in myself. And that's the thing that I want to relay is that if you want to do something and you want to pursue a dream, you don't need anyone else's approval, permission, and that's where you're going to set your healthy boundary is you're going to say, I really appreciate your little backhanded compliment, but I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And if you, don't want to support me in it, if you don't think that it's going to work out for me and you don't want to be along for the ride, that's okay too. I wish you the best. I hope that, your everything, your endeavors go well. But I'm going to keep doing my thing and I believe in myself. And I think maybe people think that it's kind of maybe narcissistic a bit if you have a lot of confidence. But I'm not being narcissistic. I'm just setting a healthy boundary. I'm just saying to the person, you know what? I really appreciate your support now and in the past. And I appreciate that you admire my passion. But this train, if you were on it and you got off it, whatever the end result is going to be, the final destination, it's going to keep going on its own. I'm if you notice, if you're new, by the way, to my Jewish Stripper podcast, this is Raw and Real, the Jewish Stripper. I'll introduce myself to people who maybe have not seen me before. My name is Alla Kaplan. I am a former stripper, not a current stripper. But I made the name the Jewish stripper be raw and real with Alla Kaplan because it's actually just different. No one else has everybody, there's a ton of raw and reels. And I decided, you know what, I don't want to just be in the million sea of raw and reels. So I'll be the Jewish stripper raw and real with Alla Kaplan. So if you've never seen any of my videos, um, or heard my podcast, which I have to upload everything to Spotify, to Apple, to Amazon, there's a ton of episodes that I need to do the audio for. I've been doing this since about August of last year, and it started where I had some guests, or me and a friend were just talking about a topic, and then, it's okay. My friend decided, you know what? I don't think that I want to be maybe a part of this. Perhaps it's not, maybe it's something that maybe I want to go do something different on my own. And that's okay. And that's okay. I wish my friend well. And I believe that they're going to do something great. And at the same time, that little backhanded compliment of "I admire your passion" tells me, I admire that says to me, "I admire your passion. However, I don't think you're gonna be succeeding." In fact, that's what I read from it. But in any case, I'm also a writer. I write some articles. I'm writing a book actually about my life. It's called The Life of a Jewish Stripper, and it doesn't talk about just stripping. It talks about really, it talks about the influence that my Jewish identity has had on my life, aside from all the all the craziness that I've been through in my life. And so I decided, I wrote an article a while back. This was from April of 22. And I've actually been on and off working on my book since 2020, right when the pandemic started. I think I had nothing to do. And I just decided, I just decided I'm going to write a book. The same way that I just woke up one day and decided I'm going to do a podcast. And I don't care if it's 10 years too late to do the podcast. And I don't care if it's like there's a million and one, 10 million and one podcasts out there. I'm a very determined person. I believe in myself. Um, I've had some contact from people in a higher echelon of podcasting that were considering maybe having me. I applied. Basically, someone put out an application saying, if you want to be on my podcast, you show me why I should consider you. So I had a little bit of interest from that. But what I do very often is read some of my articles, and I want to read to you this article that small little 2-minute article read called "Turning Your Past into Gold and Cash. Get Rich or Die Trying." Like 50 Cent said, get rich or die trying. So I'm going to read that to you, and then I'm going to talk about more about cleansing the clutter, letting go of toxic people, being, manifesting your dreams by letting go of toxic people and by letting go of toxic situations and setting your boundaries. But this was what I wrote back on April 9th of 22. No, I'm not a professional writer. I just write about what I know and whatever pops into my head. I read all the advice here on Medium on how to gain followers, um, how to keep your stories short, and how to get your readers' attention. I also respond or write about current events from my perspective. I'm not new to writing. I've been writing a journal for years on and off. It dawned on me one day that I should put it in a book because, like many people, I've had a crazy life. Writing is better than therapy for me. It's so cathartic. Many of you know I'm working on a book, and I've posted some chapters here on medium.com. I had this book in me for years, and one day I just decided I'm going to write all this crazy shit down. It's not for revenge, as some people think, who I've described in the book. It is simply my story. I just decided one day that all the crazy shit that happened in my life, I'm going to turn into gold. I'm going to finish this book one day, and I will not stop until it gets published. I will do whatever it takes because I know it is good. I will not listen to the naysayers, and I will not take no for an answer. I know my book will sell because it is raw and emotional and has the things people love to read about: love, sex, relationships, and survival. This book is my baby, and so I treat it as a child that I parent and watch it grow. To those who want to write and you are just starting, I say do it and go for it. Spread your wings and fly. Rise like a phoenix out of the ashes and turn your all your crap into uh, turn all the crap in your head into gold. So that was just a little motivational thing that I wrote because um I have people that probably, I have a hard time accepting that, will I ever finish this book? It's hard. It was really hard for me to write about my personal stuff in the book after October 7th, because every time that I would go to write something after October 7th, I just couldn't write about anything other than October 7th. It's been very difficult for me to go into my own head and pull out memories of, things that seem to no longer be they're trivial to me now. That my personal problems have become to me trivial because I feel like um what my problems really don't matter compared to what happened on October 7th and everything that happened after. And I have been very vocal about my perspective of the Israeli Palestinian conflict. But go, I'm going to leave it at that. But what I'm going to go back to and talk about is clearing the clutter. This is part two. I had an episode before where I did clearing the clutter, manifestation, talking about creating your own reality. No one can create your reality for you. This is the bottom line, is that no one can tell you what your reality should be. You literally, from reading about quantum physics, and I've mentioned this before, you literally affect with what's in your mind, whether it's positive or negative, when you're visualizing, when you're meditating, when you envision yourself living a certain kind of life, when you envision yourself being on a higher vibration than the I would say the minute details of life. When you're trying to manifest yourself into a new reality, you actually are going to affect the molecules around you. And that also goes right into setting healthy boundaries. When someone says to you, When someone says to you that you are, you know, can't do something, why would you listen to someone tell you that you can't do something who has their own problems and their own, they're not working on themselves, when if the person is, or whatever, other people, it can be just not one specific person, it can be other people. I met people, and I give someone a business card. I have business cards, and it just says my name, and it says the Jewish stripper on my business card. And people go, "Oh, well, what's your podcast about?" And I say, "You know what? About whatever I want that day to be." Because I am in the midst of creating my reality. The reactions that people have to whether they like what I'm doing, or whether they don't believe that this is going to someday be a much higher, it's going to be a much higher um, thing than it is right now. The fact is, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop just because someone doesn't think that I can succeed. I'm going to just leave them honestly in the dust. If you are a friend to me, a real true friend, and you don't support what I'm doing, and you never click on likes, or I don't really care about likes, or you never say, "Hey, I listened to this and it was great and it really motivated me." And or even, like, if someone said to me, "Hey, you know what? I take like healthy criticism very seriously, and I actually listen when people tell me, you could get better at this, you could get better at that." I actually take what people tell me, and I take those criticisms, and I apply them to my podcast, or I apply them to the way that I'm speaking, or I just want you to understand that if you're dreaming of something, and you're dreaming of doing something, never let anyone stop you. Never let any naysayers, never let anyone tell you, "You know what? You're great at this, but you could be better at that." Thank you. I say thank you. I appreciate that, because I'm going to use that. Never let that stop you. Just because you messed up, you did something wrong, there were technical difficulties, which I have all the time. If you are in the, you put yourself, I have put myself in that millionaire mindset. I have decided that I am going to make at least $1 million in this lifetime. And then I'm going to invest that $1 million and turn it into more. And it's like, "Well, what's your podcast about? What's so interesting about it, or different?" You know what? Nothing that different that you haven't heard from a million other people about. Don't listen to naysayers. Don't listen to people who, you know what they say, if you listen to a crazy person tell you about mental health, maybe you shouldn't listen to that crazy person. If you have someone in your life and they're telling you that you can't do something, that, or that, you know what, you're really, it's really good, it's really cool that you're doing this, and I'm proud of you, but you started it 10 years too late. You know what? And you know what? Don't watch, don't subscribe, don't, don't give me a backhanded compliment. And that is, I'm going to talk about this friendship. Friendship where I support you, I always want you to win. I reciprocate with you everything, whether you text me, you call me, you DM me, whatever. I am happy for people when they are happy. I am happy for people when they achieve something for themselves. And I'm going to be your first, if we're good friends, I'm going to be your first cheerleader to tell you that you did something well or that you're awesome. I'm just going to tell you one day, hey, you know what? I just want you to know that having you in my life is a blessing. And I'm so happy that you've achieved this goal or that goal. So, the reason I'm doing this, like I said today, is because this train ain't stopping for nobody. If you don't want to be along for the ride, see ya, bye bye. That's how it goes. But don't bring me down by telling me, you know what, you're doing really good, but I don't know how high you're going to reach. That's what you're telling me when you're not supportive, when you're not being a true friend, in my opinion. It's just going to roll off my back. I'm like a duck. I've been doing a certain job for so many years where, I'm basically like in my day job, pretty much almost like a customer service rep. And people yell at me all day long, cuss me out. I don't care. It rolls off my back. The 2 seconds after you hit me with it, I'm on to the next thing. I'm not worried about you. And that's how you've got to be. If you're really looking to um, make something, you've got this idea and you know that it's something that would be great, then you know what, I think most people are afraid to try and fail, and then if you fail to try again. That's probably the most important part of failure, is not that you tried and you failed, but to get up again, to keep getting up. And every time you fail, or every time you didn't do something right, you went back the next time you fixed it. And so that's what I really, today's episode is about. Not just, yeah, setting a healthy boundary with people about, you know what, you also will not, I don't know, maybe it's because I just turned 55 or it's 2025, but I've decided that I'm not tolerating certain behaviors from people. I'm not going to I'm not going to chase people. I'm not going to beg for anybody's love, friendship, all of that kind of stuff. And I'm certainly, if I want to do a podcast and people will watch it and people are interested, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, I think every single one of you that has been on the ride with me so far from day one, that my first videos were pretty rough. It was just me pretty much sitting on my couch and talking about my life. And it's pretty much still the same way, actually. But I've learned to maybe dress up and do my makeup and do my hair, but that's just the outer crust. The inner crust is that I want to give people hope. I want to give people a light, to shine a light where something in their life is dark, and to make you feel like, you know what, when you finish watching my podcast and you feel like you want to go write a book, or you want to go start your own podcast, or you want to go invent something that no one's ever seen before. I hope that you come away from this podcast, and video is getting very popular. I've read video podcasts are getting very popular. So I just hope you come away with feeling like, you know what, I can do anything. If this chick, this crazy Jewish chick who's a former stripper, can go write a book about her life, can go start a podcast, then maybe I can do whatever I want to do. And that's the fact, is the reality. The cleansing of the clutter is the clutter in your head of other people's opinions. Don't ever believe other people's opinions of you, because in the end, the only person that looks in the mirror at you in the morning or whenever is you. You are the only one that you have to answer to. If you, I mean, you have a family or spouse or significant other, yeah, they're a part of your life. But at the end of the day, you are the only one that can take that next step. And if you want to fly, then fly for any reason, that whatever, like I said, we've all had some crazy lives probably. They say that every person has at least one book in them. And I would say, if you want to rise like a phoenix out of the ashes of your own crap, and you want to push forward with whatever it is that is makes you happy, do what makes you happy. And I hope that you were walking away from this video today saying, shit, I can do this. I can do whatever it is that's going to make me happy. And why not? Why not? When people say, why me? Why not you? Why not you? If you're got an idea in your head, excuse me, you have an idea in your head that you have the next greatest invention, or the next great book, or the next great podcast. And I invite, by the way, I don't have the guests very often, but I invite, I would love to hear from people what they want to see on my next podcast. I would love to see people tell me what they want to see on future episodes. And I want to tell you, if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, it's on YouTube at Alla Kaplan, ALLAKAPLAN 3270. And I thank you so much if you subscribed and you have watched my videos and you are cheering for me to succeed. And maybe you tell a friend, hey, you know what? I saw this crazy chick on YouTube or Facebook, and I really liked her. That word of mouth is everything in a business. And, they asked me when they interviewed me to be on somebody's podcast, what's your business? What are you selling? And I said, myself. That's it. I'm selling me. I'm selling you my personality. I'm a personality, like Howard Stern, maybe. So that's all I'm going to leave you with today is, you want to do something, F the world. Say F the world. I'm going to go and I'm going to do what I want to do, what makes me happy. Because at the end of the day, the only person staring back at me in the mirror is me. And that's the only person I really have to answer to. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. And I love you all.